Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and keep this video. I like her. Let's go start now. What's next for Steph Curry and the Warriors after quiet elimination in Minnesota? MINNEAPOLIS. Steph Curry, already slumped in his chair in the visiting locker room at Target Center, sank lower and tilted his head back so his eyes pointed at the ceiling. The frustration was visible on his expressionless face, in his steely eyes. Hours earlier, the Golden State Warriors' unofficial mantra entering Game 5 against the Minnesota Timberwolves had been borrowed from the 2004 Boston Red Sox, who shocked the world by rallying from a 3-0 deficit to beat the New York Yankees. Curry remembers it well. He was a junior in high school when Kevin Millar, with his Sox down 3-1, said the line that encapsulated the Warriors' mood: "Don't let us win tonight." The coded meaning: the Warriors were feeling pretty good about Curry returning from his hamstring injury for Game 6. But when asked about his chances of playing if the series extended, Curry wasn't much in the mood to entertain what-ifs. It no longer mattered. Minnesota didn't let them win. Their season ended with a 121-110 loss to the Timberwolves, a gentleman's sweep to bruise their egos, with Curry in a tan sweatsuit. This pill the Warriors had to swallow went down like a tennis ball. They couldn't win one game to potentially get Curry back in the Western Conference semifinals. One game to keep this season alive and see what it could have become. "The only solace you can really take was that we had a chance," Curry told The Athletic. "It's kind of the ultimate gut punch because of that. Makes it worse. You just don't want to go out like that." 5 minutes after the final buzzer, Warriors controlling owner Joe Lacob slid into a courtside club down the tunnel of the celebrating Minneapolis arena, complimentary of the home team, but more willing than others in his organization to voice what many believed. "Disappointing," Lacob said, settling into a 10-minute conversation with The Athletic. "I really hoped we could extend the series and This is where he paused, understanding his next statement would come off as a discredit to the Timberwolves, but he fired it off anyway. "I am pretty positive that if we had Steph, we'd have won this series," Lacob said. Curry said he liked his chances for Game 6, but his voice tinged with defiance, reminded of the uncertainty of hamstrings. "I have no idea because I haven't played live yet. Only reason that was a possibility was because we have 3 days. If you play live, you can check off that box, and then you can go. But I never got to that. The revisionist history doesn't ultimately matter. What if Draymond Green didn't get suspended in Game 5 of the 2016 Finals? He did. They lost to Cleveland. 9 years later, Curry strained his hamstring. They lost to Minnesota." But Lacob's sentiment is notable when attempting to get a read on the front office's planned path forward. The lead decision-makers, Lacob, General Manager Mike Dunleavy, Assistant General Manager Kirk Lacob, don't plan a major shakeup, team sources said. They're plotting a retooled middle of the rotation below Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Green, still believing that veteran core can contend. "It's in some ways kind of a win to get here, to get to the second round," Lacob said. "Yeah, we lost 4 games to 1. Not good. But to a team that is playing very well. They took the Lakers out 4-1 also with 2 of the greatest players in the world on their team. We didn't have one of ours. So we can all sit here and make what-ifs, judgments, but I can't be really upset with what happened, given that we just didn't have our biggest force." The Warriors went 23-7 with Butler and Curry in the lineup and beat the second-seeded Houston Rockets in the first round. They maintain a belief that the pairing could have reached the conference finals and possibly beyond if given the healthy opportunity. But the consolation prize of believing they were good enough to compete with any team only amplifies the urgency for the Warriors to make the necessary adjustments to build on this season. "Ordinarily, when a team feels close," Curry said, "major changes don't feel so necessary. But he's been through this enough times to know standing pat isn't prudent." Butler's contract lines up with Curry's. They both have 2 seasons left.